Yeah,
Oh, I tried to get you saying something.
I'm good, man. I'm
Hey,
good.
you got a lot of Dr. Peppers back there. Can you stop shaking the fucking phone,
My
perchance?
bad. My bad. The doggy wants ear rubs.
You got a lot. Is that three
Dr.
Dr.
Peppers,
Peppers and a banana?
maybe.
You're switching it. You're kind of counteracting like the healthy side of things, don't you think?
So, hear me out. That's like the past 3 days. It's only three Dr. Peppers.
Is the banana new?
Yeah, that's from earlier. I should have ate it after I worked out.
Okay, I was gonna say because the banana you left there like 3 days ago. I mean, it's kind of weird, don't you think?
No, I just usually sit in
You're
here
also
when
in
I'm.
your you're also in your family room.
Yeah, just chilling, man. Just chilling.
You just left those on like the family gathering area. Well, I guess you not your
My
parents.
parents aren't really home.
They're in the other family room
Yeah,
normally, right? Yeah. Okay.
yeah. This is kind of my room.
Hey man, whatever floats your boat. All right.
Yeah, for real.
I'll let you keep going. Um, Today's subject. I'm grieving. Ooh, and you might be grieving too. You're like a fake wrestling fan, so I'm not 100%
Oh,
sure.
shut the fuck up.
But John Cena announced his retirement on Saturday.
Well, not smiling, but like I love John Cena.
Yeah, I'm heartbroken about it. I'm upset. I knew it was coming sooner or later. It was like it was one of those situations where you know it's coming, you just didn't know it was going to be today.
Yeah.
And John Cena announced that he's not done that day. Am I like distracting you from something?
No, I'm trying to get this fucking dog down. Loki down.
Because like
There we go.
it's the
Now
most
we'll be good.
unprofessional fucking thing
Now
I've
we'll be
ever
good.
seen. Um, is John Cena said that he's going to be wrestling one more Money in the Bank, one more Royal Rumble, one more Elimination Chamber, one more WrestleMania, and then he did the post conference after Money in the Bank, and he said he's basically wrestling all of 2025, about 40
Yeah, he
days.
said 30 to 40 dates right now.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that that's going to kick off with the first Raw of the Netflix era.
Yeah. He confirmed that.
Yeah. So the question is, with John Cena wrapping up in 2025, going on one more run, I'm sad about the retirement. I'm excited about the run because I think you're going to get a lot of really good stuff there. And I know that you've thought about this in your dumb little mind because I've thought about it. How would you book this run of John Cena's? Because it's kicking off the Netflix on Raw, or the Raw on Netflix. That's going to be the build for the Royal Rumble. And then he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, I'd imagine. And then he's going to try and be in the Elimination Chamber, I'd imagine. And then he's going to wrestle at Mania. I know he's going to wrestle at Mania. It's not an I imagine. What I think is going to happen, I'll let you think about it a little bit. But
Oh, no, I know. I know.
What I think is going to happen is he's going to win a world title in my eyes. That's the only reason I see him sticking around for a year.
Yep.
I don't have all the details on
It's how he wins it.
It's how he wins it. I don't have all the details of what the reign looks like. I think he's going to run into various people. I think he's going to run into your Punks. I think he's going to run into your Gunthers, your Cody Rhodeses. I think he's going to run into a couple different things. However, this is how I think it's going to happen.
I'm interested to see how you think it because I have a foolproof plan.
I think I'm very excited about this, and I think that this is really good. But it's all gathering around the fact or the assumption that the 17 world title reign is eligible if he wins the World Heavyweight Championship and not the WWE Championship. I think it is because
it doesn't matter. It's both. It's both.
It's his world title. It's a world.
Yeah, it's just world titles.
Okay. And I know some people are like skeptical about that because whenever he came back to face Reigns, it was for the Universal title to get the 17 or whatever. But whenever I was watching that, I was like, I don't really know if I count.
It's a world title. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. But for me, it's like the world heavyweight. It's a little more acceptable because he already won the world heavyweight in the past. So we kick off Netflix. It's Raw. Cena comes out. He's like, "What's up, bitches? I'm in the Royal Rumble." Now, the main event of the Netflix on Raw, it's got to be a big one. And I think that you can either do this a couple different ways. I think that when Cena comes back, his goal immediately is that I got one more year left. I'm winning the 17 world title. Do. He's a babyface still at this point. Notice how I just said still. Big babyface. Now, the main event of Raw after Mania, I like in my head, I booked it a few times. I think like the one that works out the best is that you can either do John Cena versus AJ Styles Royal Rumble Eliminator match. Just one last time between John and AJ because AJ's a heel. Or you can do shits and gigs, John versus Cody Rhodes for the title, and maybe he loses the title, or maybe Cody or John loses and that motivates him further in the Royal Rumble. I don't know. Either way, I don't care. I also kind of threw in there the CM Punk thing, that it could be John versus Punk again, but I want to save that for later, so I'm going to save it. John goes into the Royal Rumble. It's Johnny Boy and CM Punk are the last ones left. Johnny Boy gets eliminated from the Rumble. CM Punk wins the Rumble. Now, CM Punk goes out and does whatever the fuck he wants with the other world title that is currently held by Cody Rhodes. So that's my WrestleMania. You got Cody Rhodes versus Punk, and I think it should be like a fatal four-way between Cody, Punk, Drew, and Seth. I think that would smack. John's like, fuck, man, I didn't win the Rumble. Still got the Elimination Chamber, though. Now, what we didn't mention previously in the Royal Rumble show, that big goofball Damian Priest got RKO'd into oblivion and lost the fucking world championship to Randall Keith Orton. It's the Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton's defending the World Heavyweight Championship in the Elimination Chamber. John Cena's in the Elimination Chamber. Randy wins. John's like, fuck, man. I lost again. But Randy, nice guy that he is, he's a babyface still. He's like, all right, John, one more time, me and you, last time ever at Mania. That's the dream match everybody wants. Is Cena versus Orton at Mania. Now, if you ask me, I've seen it a million times. I don't really care to see it again, but everybody wants to see it. If you are going to see it again, it probably needs to be at Mania. John Cena versus Randy Orton, World Heavyweight Championship. John, he's trying to get it done. He's like, yeah, you know what? Kicks Randy in the balls. heel turn, wins the world title. John Cena's the new World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. I think that he should go on to wrestle CM Punk. I think he should go wrestle Gunther. I think he should wrestle Sami Zayn. I think he should wrestle Cody Rhodes at some point in time. And then December, what's the December pay-per-view? Is that TLC?
Survivor Series is usually the latest one now. In November. They haven't had one in December the past few years.
Huh.
War Games has always been the last one.
All right. And then Cena can do whatever the fuck he wants, but ultimately it's a heel turn, wins the World Heavyweight Championship by beating Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Print money. You're welcome.
That's okay.
I love it. Okay. I mean, clearly you didn't like it.
No, I actually agree on more stuff than you think I would. But I think you'll actually enjoy mine better, which is actually saying something. Okay?
Go ahead.
I'm starting this out because I'm going to paint the picture in your mind that you already will know how this is going to play out. I want this to be a Shawn Michaels, like when he was going after Taker the second time. Okay?
Yeah, he's like losing his mind to get the title.
He's losing his mind. I want him to not be the final guy in the Rumble. I want him to lose, like be like in the final four and be going on a rampage like Michaels was doing and lose. But I want him with the Elimination Chamber. I agree. I want Randy to win somehow. I don't care really how he wins, just if he gets the title somehow. Now, the big thing is I want John and Randy to have like a confrontation and him be like, I want that title at Elimination Chamber. I want it. I want to go into WrestleMania being the champion. My last Mania, I want to be the champion going in. And Randy's like, well, you're going to have to earn it like everyone else. Like, you're going to have to get in the Elimination Chamber. And John's like, that's what I'll do. Okay? And he gets a hard draw. Like, the hardest draw you can get. I don't care who you're thinking at the time, but think about, like, if it's a triple threat qualifier match, it is the two hardest guys that you could think of. Think of someone like if Gunther doesn't have the title, he's in it. Think of, someone like, pretend they don't throw any, like, the IC on Braun Breaker. Could be Braun Breaker. It could be someone like that. Like, someone that it's legit that they can get beat by John. Okay? But what I want in that match is John to AA one of them. Okay? And he's so close to the pin. And he is 1, 2, gets pulled out. Okay? And the other guy wins. So then it's like, fuck, I got screwed again. I'm not in the Elimination Chamber. And all while that's happening, Randy's at the top of the ramp, just laughing, and just walks back in the back. And you're like, okay. And John is going crazy. Flips, breaks the set. Like, that's how Raw ends that night. He's breaking the set. He's throwing everything. And I mean, it's not just like, like the little tantrums that they have where it's like, oh, like he'll throw the table. Like, it's like he's breaking the ring. He, like, remember when Nexus did that to him?
Yeah.
Like, he's peeling up the ring. He is throwing cameras. He is killing everyone. And you're just like, wow. Like, okay.
He punches Michael Cole.
Like seriously, like something crazy. Like, I would even think, like, get like a ring announcer, not a ring announcer, but like one of the fake, like, security guards that they have there, and like put the chair on his ankle or something, or his neck, and like break it like that. Like, be like crazy. And that may be like a week or two before Elimination Chamber. And the next week, John shows up, and they're like, Adam Pearce is like, hey, you're on the verge of suspension. Like, you're lucky I didn't suspend you for all that, whatever. And John's just like, I get it. I messed up. I can't fathom myself not having a match at Mania. And he's like, John, we'll figure you out a match at Mania. Like, it can be a singles match. Like, he goes, no, that's like not the same. It's not what I want. It's like not what I want. And he goes, well, John, like, that's all that I can do. You're not in the Elimination Chamber. And unless you figure out a way somehow to get there, which there is no way. Like, there is no possible way. And John's just like, I don't know. I got to think about it. Goes off. And then gets to the Elimination Chamber. And I think doing the whole, like, the Shawn Michaels thing was cool, like, coming up from the thing. But I would love to see a legit, like, one-on-one in the ring with Randy and someone else. And he goes in there and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go at this guy, and he like breaks the chamber, breaks whatever, and he's like breaks the chamber down like with a sledgehammer or something to get in. And he's like, I don't want Randy to not have the title, but I want Randy to feel it. So he hits both of them, and he just is flipping on everything. And then everyone's like, what the hell? John Cena goes up to the top of the ramp and folds out a chair. And he watches Randy slowly crawls over and gets the pin. It's a 1, 2, 3. And you're like, well, he didn't screw Randy. Like, he didn't. And literally that next Monday on Raw, Randy's like, I don't know what's wrong with John, whatever. John comes out and murders Randy. Like, absolutely murders Randy. And it's to the point to where, like, everyone's like, holy crap. Like, it's so bad that they're just having to cut cameras. Like, everything. He's doing the craziest shit. And he just walks out. And Randy is begging him for, like, 2 weeks. I want a title shot. John's nowhere in sight. And then this is the crazy part that I thought about. All of a sudden, and this is taking from The Undertaker, like 2002, like Ric Flair, Randy's son just got signed to NXT.
Oh, he just beats the fuck out of Randy's son.
Dude,
oh, that'd be sick.
He flips. All of a sudden, it goes on television like 2 weeks after not seeing John, and Randy's like, I need to see you. I gotta see you. Whatever. I need to get you back. And it's just John outside the Performance Center. And he's like, oh, sorry, Randy. I'm just not there. I've been training. I've been meeting some new recruits. Turns out, I think you know one of the recruits really well, right? And Randy's getting the inkling of it. And he absolutely murders Randy's son. And then that's how the build goes. And then I think you get Cena to win dirty at WrestleMania. But my thing is I don't know if he's necessarily a heel or he's just a like hungry like Cena. Like, this is it. I'm gonna go out on my sword.
I think
that's
what I'm
thinking.
I think if he beats the fuck out of Randy's son, he's automatic.
But the thing is like, it's the same thing with Shawn Michaels, though. Shawn Michaels wasn't a heel. He was more of just like, I'm going out on my sword. And that's how I kind of want to see it.
I think the right way to go about it is that you build it that Cena like loses his mind that he can't get to the title.
Yeah.
And then I think after he gets the title, his mind he still loses his mind.
Yeah.
To keep it.
I think he's like paranoid. I would like a paranoid Cena where he's like anything like he'll probably face Randy again at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And have the rematch, because you're always going to have a rematch. And that might be a triple threat. They might add someone into it. But I think you do all that. And to be honest, this is far out. But I think somehow you have him going over someone really big at SummerSlam, where it's like, oh shit. Like, he's still here for like 4 more months, but that's kind of crazy that he went over that guy.
Like a Cody.
It could be Cody, it could be Roman, it could be Gunther, but someone crazy to where you're like, no way, because he's never beat Roman. He's never he's always wanted to face Gunther. He said, and it's like stuff like that. Like, You have to make it crazy, and then the problem is the last match you have to have has to be someone you know is worth the reign, and that will come where in time you'll know who's next in time by that time and who deserves a rub off of Cena. But it has to be Cena loses and he's just like shakes his hand, walks out.
I think it has to be like a redemption thing, or like
Yeah.
Like he could like cheat to win, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what sucks is that they're not doing like April 24 to April 25, like Mania to Mania. Because it's like, where does it all end? Like, it ends at Survivor Series? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting to me.
And maybe he does go longer. Maybe he's saying that right now. And, that can change. I think he could go Mania to Mania. You never know.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But that's how we would end it. I think it has to be him winning the title, and it has to be Orton at Mania. Because it's your last chances ever to do it.
Yeah.
And if he
or it's R-Truth, because that's his R-Truth is
that.
John Cena's his childhood hero.
What if, would you be disappointed if he does this run and he doesn't win the title? I'd be disappointed. He's gonna retire. Would you be disappointed if he retired as a 16-time world champion?
See, me, no.
I would be upset if he didn't break it.
I'm more mad at the point where I really respect Ric Flair, but I'm now getting to the point where, even when people say that Ric Flair is just a 16-time, he always says he's a 22-time.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that
okay, now see.
Terrible, by the way.
What?
The lighting is terrible.
Oh, my bad.
I never said it the whole video, and I don't know why, but you look like you're fucking being absorbed by the sun. Go ahead. My bad.
But, yeah, I think that's the factor. I would love for him to beat it because I think he deserves it.
I don't think anybody else does.
He's the most selfless WWE star besides The Undertaker.
For me, if Randy Orton beats it and John Cena doesn't, I'd be upset.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think the only person who would beat it that isn't John Cena is Randy Orton.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would be upset if it doesn't get beat because when John Cena is the greatest WWE superstar of all time based on what he did for that company. Did John Cena do more for WWE than The Undertaker? For me, yes. And that's the only other guy that you could really put up there, as far as WWE,
yeah, lifer, yeah. I agree with that.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up. Sound good to you, fuckhead?
Yeah.
All right. You just, man. Grow up, dude. You're a big AEW guy.
I need to take a bath.
Ew.